That was a first mistake so far. Letting him lure me in like that. That was a good move, though. But now I'm going to rush up my green jackets so that we can get off a shot while the long riflemen are still reloading. You hear the screams. But, this unit still has 60. This has 43 men. And the Marines are actually... We've killed a total of 11 of these Marines from the shots that have gone past the riflemen and hit them. So that's why it's not so good to put your main infantry so close to your skirmishing line, because they can get hit by the shots that don't hit the skirmishers. But the Marines are going up, and it looks like they're going to move around to the right, which is actually one of my moves that I like to do, use my line infantry type units to flank while having the skirmishers keep the center. So I knew what was happening the minute I saw it. The thing is, I couldn't really do much about it, except I'm going to send the 33rd Foot in. And we're going to try to, and I don't think we're going to be able to, but we're just going to be positioned here and try to hold off the Marines as best as we can. So you guys know, or maybe you guys don't know, the 33rd Foot is slightly better than line infantry. I don't know the exact stats, but they cost a little bit more and they are better. But not as good as 2 regiments of Marines. But anyway, I'm just going to reposition here a little bit. And I want the first volley on these Marines. But they're moving in. So, let's try to get a shot off. And first, now the second row, and the third. So now the Marines have 55 and 84. So they're taking some casualties, but still I don't think we're going to be able to hold them off. And he's sending up some Marines here. They're running through the center, and they're probably going to flank my King's Royal Regiment of New York that I moved up to get the skirmishers. But he's going to charge them with his cavalry here, and I'm going to form into a square in time. So we're going to be able to hold off the cavalry, and we've caused a lot of these Marines to die. They have 72 men left. The skirmishers have been picking them off. But the 33rd Foot is going to rout probably pretty soon, as they cannot keep up against these Marines. But he's actually been shooting himself a little bit here. See, he's thinned out his own lines quite a bit. But we're broken now. We're not shattered, but it now looks clear. The path is clear for him to flank around my left side, as now only skirmishers are holding the line over here. I'm going to pull back the King's Royal Regiment of New York and give up on my attack through here. Line infantry are going to help them, and it's now 2-on-2. King's Royal Regiment and line infantry against 2 regiments of Marines. 88 men and 51. Meanwhile, over here, he's moving up his Legion of the United States. And my green jackets will do the best to hold them off. And maybe the line infantry can help later. I still have my cavalry, but they're going to move up. And maybe I can attack the Legion of the United States. But right now, his Marines are flanking around this side. His cavalry has charged and made my green jackets rout, and they're shattered. They're not coming back. But my 33rd Foot stopped routing, and I'm going to realize that pretty soon and send them back into the action. And King's Royal Regiment shattered. These green jackets, though, are only broken. Line infantry, though, all 120 of them are going to get these, try to get the Regiment of Horse to rout. And they are routing, they're broken. But now the Marines are coming into view. And over here, Legion of the United States are killing a lot of my skirmishers. There's 33 left in this regiment, and they're only steady here. And my cavalry are looking for the opportune time to charge in and get rid of these guys. I'm gonna have my... This is kind of sloppy, I know, and I just shot my own guy, but I'm gonna fix this pretty soon. My line infantry are gonna help out my skirmishers here. And there we go. But my grenadiers, I tried to charge them up and throw a grenade. The thing is, he realized that sort of and pulled his men far out of the way. So now we only have 43 men. I'm going to sort of give up on that and pull them back. That was a failed attack there. So he's here. The seemingly unstoppable flank around the right has taken this land here, and I've sort of been forced to pull in my flank. Now there's only 2 regiments of line infantry and 1 regiment of Green Jackets holding off the 5 American regiments. And these Marines are just putting up so much musket fire. And I'm worried this line infantry regiment won't be able to hold up much longer. There's 66 men and 62, and they're steady. They're losing men every second. But this regiment is winning against this regiment of Marines. However, this regiment is broken now. So, looks like they're going to be successful at flanking around my left for now. Unless I can do something really quick or realize that these men came back from routing. These Green Jackets also came back. And over here, we're killing more and more of his men. His Marines are not in firing range, so they are losing men and not killing any of mine right now. I tried to charge my heavy cavalry in, but he charged his cavalry in, and it looks like he's going to be able to hold my attack off. We're not routing yet, though. We have pretty good morale in the first place, so we're doing pretty well. Over here, I charged a unit of line infantry in against his Legion of the United States. We're winning, but our morale is worse, so I'm hoping we can recover and rout these guys. We have the same stats in melee, but my guys have more men per regiment. Now, my line infantry are routing. I sent line infantry in to help. My heavy cavalry are routing. And this is bad. I have to fall back over here. And over here, though, I charged my heavy cavalry into his Marines, but he made squares, so I'm going to pull out. I noticed the Green Jackets came back, so I turned them around, and we're firing now. 33rd Foot is making its way back. And this line infantry unit has held up against the attacks. We're continuing to fire. He has some more Marines, 23 of them coming in, 22. And we'll have to take care of those. This line infantry regiment is firing at his Marines, doing heavy damage. And the Grenadiers are firing their muskets, which I always think looks cool for some reason when Grenadiers fire muskets, just because, I don't know. But over here, the melee fight still continues. And here, now we started to surround this regiment on 3 sides. So it appears as though we've slowly whittled down his flanking force. And this line infantry unit came back from routing also. So I'm going to send... These guys have to reload, I guess, but... when these guys rout... Actually, no, there's still another regiment of horse coming in, and it's going to charge my skirmishers, it looks like.